All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Grace St. Paul's Youth Group podcast. We're back at it again. It's been a couple months since our last one. We haven't done one since November. Oh, okay. Well, I guess Eric has been recording material in his free time. But thanks for tuning in. Today we have your host, Christian. And then everybody will say their names.
Nathan, I'm here.
October.
Okay, Eric is eating a snack, but Eric's here.
Colin.
And Colin's here. All right. So, we already kind of talked about how everybody's week's going. We talked about school and, having some issues with grading, but everybody's doing the best they can. So we're proud of them for that. But this episode, I was thinking that we would do an end of the year recap type podcast, right? Think about 2024, think about the positives, some of the challenges, and maybe what we got out of it. So, with that in mind, let's start with first question, and we'll start with Nate. We'll work around. Highlights of the year for everybody. What were some highlights of the year? Grace St. Paul's related, not.
Well, since our last podcast, I went on vacation. I went to the U.S. Virgin Islands, so that was really fun.
That's so cool.
I went during school, so then afterwards I did have a lot to catch up on, but, that was fun. Got my black belt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say, so I'll just pass it on. It's been mostly school.
Okay.
I hung out with my family and friends over break, and then obviously Eric, and then that's it.
Anything for the whole year? Did you have any big?
Not really.
No, just a normal year.
Yeah.
Eric?
I think meeting this one right here. This one right here. This one. If you guys can't see, which you can't, it's October. She's the new one in the youth group. So, yeah. I think that's the biggest highlight. I don't know what else. I think it's just I didn't go to Winter Haven. I didn't do a bunch of stuff actually. But that's pretty good. It's a pretty good year.
Baseball's going good. Yep. We appreciate you bringing October here and taking her to the youth group. So thank you for that, Eric. All right, Colin?
This is about how many of us?
Highlights
of
the
highlight of the whole year, just highlights of Christmas.
Of the year, just whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever happened this year.
I think this year's been okay so far.
Oh, last year.
Whoops.
Well, I'm glad this year's going well. But.
Yeah, all 19 days of it. Yeah. So last year was pretty good. Just pretty busy with school and all that. Outside of that, it was pretty good.
Well, you did your first youth group trip too.
Yeah, I did.
That was fun. That was exciting. Yeah, I think that was. Why are you shaking your head?
Eventful.
It was eventful. It certainly was fun when we had to stay at your grandma's house because of the church scare. So, yeah. Nice. Anything else?
I can't think too much
to
talk about now.
I think for me, highlights of the year, we're definitely having a full year of getting to run the youth group and Sunday school and everything. That was awesome. And definitely the youth group trip, that was a lot of work, and I think it turned out pretty good. I was happy with that one.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well.
Thanks, Colin. And yeah, it is kind of hard to think just in the moment about an entire year. But yeah, just a good solid year, 2024. So I guess this is when we can take a second, everybody can think of, and we'll go. I'll start, and then it gives you more time to think about it. But what is one important lesson that everyone learned this last year? Just again, could be anything. Could be a lesson you learned here, somewhere else. I think for me, a really important lesson was, and I saw somebody say this and I thought it was pretty profound, but it's, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. And basically just meaning, don't, when you're striving for something, do the best you have, do the best you can give, and even if that's just good in that moment, don't let that deter you from feeling like it was a success, So I think that's just important to remember when, when things feel hard, when you're struggling, things don't feel like they're perfect, you're still here, you're doing the best you can with what you got. So that's an important lesson I definitely learned this year. Colin, do you have any lessons you could think of from this year?
I'm still thinking about it.
Still thinking about it? Does anybody have anything that they can think of? October?
Don't let anything get in the way of something you want or want to do.
That's a really important lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, you got to make those choices for yourself, no matter what. You can always listen to people's advice, but in the end of the day, it's your heart and your gut that you got to trust. So it's a good one. Anyone else?
I would say valuing everything that you get.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Last year, definitely took me a while to value everything, but everything is very important, This
Yeah.
youth group, my family, everything is important.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that holding gratitude, super important. It can be the difference between you start off the day and practicing gratitude, and that that can just shift everything. Even if the day is a tough day, right? Like holding that love in your heart can really help change our perspective. So, yeah. Colin and Nate.
For me, I would say I learned that basically, the only thing you can control is your own actions. So things will always get better. Instead of letting life get you down, you can try to stand back up, because that's the only thing you can really control. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a quote from a yogi that I really enjoy, and he says, pain in life is inevitable. Everybody hurts. Things happen in life that cause us pain, but oftentimes people can choose to suffer. They can choose to let it impact them more than it has to. Not to say don't grieve, obviously, not to say don't think things through, process your feelings, but when it's time to let those things go and be at peace, it's time, so that's a really good lesson. Can you think of anything, Colin?
Probably just to kind of make time for things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Even if I have that's other stuff that I need to get done, like schoolwork.
Yeah.
Because I sort of end up being depressed.
It's important to have that time to yourself so you don't burn out, right?
Yeah.
It's super easy, especially where you guys are at in life. Doing so many things that you love and appreciate, but it's also work. But just having that time for rest and play is still really important. That's true even for adults. I think another lesson you learned this year is not to trust AI when it tells you to add glass to your meals, right?
Yeah.
What was that story? How did that?
I asked. Not actually ChatGPT, it was Bing AI.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to pay for GPT-4.
Yeah.
Because that's stupid. So I asked it to write me an essay on the health benefits of eating crushed glass.
Okay.
And it did that. I think I still have a copy of the actual text.
Yeah.
It said that it would add a satisfying crunch to your diet.
That's incredible.
It says, although, I want to preface all this with, although eating glass risks minor side effects like certain death. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a minor side effect. Yeah.
You know, the crunch it's more important.
It's worth
right?
it.
Yeah. You should print that out and we'll hang it up in the YouTube.
That's about another one where like went on about how grapes are a weapon of mass destruction because like, and so we should invade France rock style.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow. Last time I checked, I think, I don't think grapes are that dangerous.
It's like he made something up about like grapes being used to distribute viruses or something, or like alcoholism being like a problem. And grapes can be used to make wine, so grapes are bad. We need to invade France.
Yeah, AI can just be out of pocket for sure. Just say some of the most insane things you've ever heard. But, well, next note. What is one way that I guess it doesn't have to be one way, but how has your relationship with yourself changed this year? Maybe, and it can be in any way, right? It can be how you understand something about yourself, how you do something, just something like that. And I can start. I think, so for me, I think that I've really just started being, little doggy over there. I think I've really started understanding the importance of being like gracious and calm with myself and not put too much pressure on any situation. I think that was something that I was really struggling with in the previous year, and even at the beginning of this year, I think that was something that I was struggling with, but just that understanding that things are going to happen how they're going to happen, and nobody really cares. You know what I mean? People just want to be around. They just want to experience things. They want to grow, and they want to have fun and feel loved. So as long as those boxes are being checked off, everything else is just, you're just stressing yourself out for no reason. So I think that's one way my relationship with myself has changed, is just, being calmer.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything?
I would say, I think my relationship with myself has changed a lot. Like, I don't know, because you've seen me at my lowest. I started valuing myself way more than I used to. Because I would try to help people, but like without my self-esteem. So like, I would like mentally break myself, but I would help other people. Yeah. I guess like, I don't know, I fixed that. I started valuing myself. Yeah. I mean, I'll help people, but like, Yeah.
I think an important lesson, I think something that we as people of faith, I think as people who appreciate helping others, it's important to remember that it is important to help others, and we can get a lot from that, and we can get a lot of love out of that. But if we're not helping ourselves, if we're not taking the time to really have that relationship of love with ourselves, then we can't really, what we give to others is almost superficial, right? It's we feel obligated to do it. It's not coming from the heart. So if there's a time where you have to just take a step back and do what you have to do for you and just love you, like, don't ever let yourself feel like you can't do that, because that is the fuel and the fire for life and love with yourself and with God and with community that fuels you forever, and from that it's a cycle of beauty, so I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you.
But that's how I was like, with no self-esteem.
Yeah. And then it doesn't feel rewarding either, right? It just feels like you just feel obligated to do it, Yeah.
I feel like I've come to understand myself better, understand what I like and don't like, what I can and can't do. And I just don't feel as pressured to do things anymore.
Yeah.
do like more than I really can without getting burnt out. So
Yeah.
that in turn makes me able to do more in a way, because I just feel better, and it makes me enjoy life more. So
Yeah.
it's
Totally.
pretty nice.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I know there was a point, maybe like in the last couple of years, where you were being asked to do so much at the church and so much, and in so many other ways too, you know, school. And so I'm glad that it's starting to feel like you're just getting to choose what you want, and that feels good. So nice. So,
I'm not really sure what I want to say.
not sure?
That
Okay.
one.
Okay.
I've been like trying not to grow up as quick. Like when I was younger, I wanted to grow up so quick, but now like in the present time, like I don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
So I've just been like taking care of myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Mm.
Because trust me, when you grow up,
There's
you're
no-
there. There's no
no-
ending it.
there's
So
no-
enjoy this time. I mean, you know, we all get the kid in heart, but just take time to actually enjoy being a youth.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's a special time. All right, next question. What is one way or multiple ways that your spirituality or your faith has grown or changed? And that can be any way.
I don't know. I feel like my faith and my spirituality, the reason I come here is to let steam off, you know. That's why, like, I wasn't coming here, like, because of baseball season and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking a little break from it, like, from baseball season, because it was stressing me out.
Yeah.
So I would much rather be here than, like, you know, be playing baseball. And baseball is, like, everything to me, but I guess, like, sometimes you just need, like, a moment, like, just to admire everything.
Yeah.
Like, the teachings, everything like that.
Mm.
I guess that's what brings me here. You know?
You feel that GSP and youth group like helps give that to you?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
I feel like I've started to question things a lot more.
Yeah.
And in doing so, sometimes I find answers. Oftentimes I just leads to more questions. But
Yep.
the point is I get to kind of explore God's work and just see the beauty in everything. Yeah. So I feel like I'm just changing, and in questioning things, I can sort of evolve in a way in my spirituality.
Yeah. When we did the interview with Father Steve after the fact, he was like, that some of Nate's and Eric's questions too, but some of Nate's questions, just like that, those are the best questions I feel like I've heard in years. Like, that's better questions than like most adults ask me, you know. You guys are so insightful, and your thirst for knowledge is really important, you know, to have that healthy relationship with questioning, you know, and to make it fun and beautiful experiences is really important, you know. And that's the only way I feel like you really grow your faith, right? You have to, it's like
Question everything.
it's like growing muscles, right? You have to test your muscles in order to expand them, right? You have to test your mind to expand that. So I think with faith, it's the same thing. So that's super important. Do you have anything, October, Colin? Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think for me, honestly, there was a lot of time this year where, and this is a question I feel like you asked Father Steve when he was there, but I just questioned a lot, like, why, and it's a big one, you know, why does God let, you know, really terrible, tragic things happen in life?
Yeah.
And, you know, and I've wrestled with it a lot, and I think that, you know, I've come to appreciate Father Steve's answer of, you know, that just because terrible things happen doesn't mean that we aren't loved, you know, and that we aren't, you know, there's lessons to be learned, there's experiences to be had, and if things were all good all the time, then it isn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't have beautiful and love without, you know, without the other side of it, you know. So it has to exist for love and beauty to be a part. So, and it doesn't help less, you know, sting less when really bad things happen, not necessarily, but just having that, just knowing, all right, these things have to happen. I know I have control over what can continue to happen. I know, praying, you know, God's listening. We can get through this, you know. I think just having that mentality to it, or whatever mentality helps you get through tough times, you know, just having some sort of positive outlook is important. So I think for me, that's how I've changed. Okay. All right. So now let's get into the new year. So I know we're already almost through January, but just like the calendars last year that were about a month late, what are your hopes for this year? What are some things that you're hoping either to achieve, either that will shift, right? Either that will continue to prosper or something like that?
I would say, because I think each year, every highlight of the youth group trip, I've basically done it. But I hope like someone else does this year's highlight.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's the first year that I went, which is the first time that we ever went on a youth group trip. I jumped out of the raft and told Jessica I couldn't swim.
Yeah.
And then the year after that, we went to the movies. And then you asked me what on the med thing, and I stuck out my fingers and the number 4.
Iconic.
And then last year was Linus and me just being with Linus. And then I can't remember last year's. Last year's, I think it was the water park. But I hope someone else takes my place for it. I feel like yeah, and I hope the youth group trip will always stay the same. Because Chapel Rock, it was a pretty bad experience for me. But I feel like the one experience that I will always love is the youth group trip, because everyone communicates. We're basically like a little family.
Yeah, totally.
And that's how the church is.
Yeah,
we're all a little family. So.
I mean, not to counter your point, I think everybody has had some highlights.
Yeah, everyone has had some highlights.
When you guys almost got caught in the riptide.
That was Lily.
That happened again on my trip.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're dangerous, guys. You got to be careful. Yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, I mean, those are iconic. Absolutely. Yeah.
The main iconic ones I've always made.
Yeah.
I hope either Nathan or Lila take my place for it. So.
Well, I'm sure there will be plenty more iconic moments to happen with following trips, but yeah, I mean, it's not being planned. That's probably going to happen soon, but as soon as I know where you guys are going, where we're going, then
Mexico.
That'd be cool. That's tough. That's just, yeah. Get everybody passports and everything. That's just tough. I was just there. It was so. Yeah.
Go to the Basilica.
I know. Did I show you pictures? Did I show you guys pictures? Yeah. It was so beautiful. We'll see. But yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good hope for this year. Anyone else? Trying to think of my hopes for this year. I just hope that the program keeps growing, that more people see what we're doing here and are drawn to it and want to join. Because I think it's an important year for a lot of reasons, but I think, just letting people know that we have a safe and loving community that they can come join and be with each week, I think that's just important. So that's my hope, is just to be able to spend more time growing, and whether that, growing, not only bringing more people in, but just growing it and creating more opportunities for you guys too, and more fun things to do, and important things, because you guys are starting to, you're in high school, or you're close to high school, and
I'm midway through high school.
then you're midway. Yeah, I know. It goes fast, doesn't it? Yeah. It goes fast. So figuring out that next step while, we're recording outside, and we're getting some beautiful noises of birds and animals. So
They're above us.
helps. Yeah, they're literally right above us. So just helps us remind us that we're in God's creation.
Hummingbird.
Oh yeah, hummingbird.
I like that one.
Nice. Anyone else got any hopes?
Yeah, I feel like Lila would say this,
Okay, what would Lila say?
but I feel like one of her hopes, because she's been nagging on October about it
Uh-huh.
to go on the youth group trip. So I think Lila would be like for October to go to the youth group trip, because the first time I brought it up, and then Lila just started talking to her about it.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger van this year, probably. So I'll have to start looking into that. I mean, we barely fitted this last year, and we were squeezing in there. So, and we couldn't get the seats out, so it took like an hour to get everyone's things in and out each time. That was horrible. So, yeah, we're gonna figure that out. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, so last question about the year, and then I'm going to move on to the bulletin question. But what is something from last year that you would like to bring with you, and what is something you would like to let go?
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no, I already brought it to this year.
Okay.
And that was October.
There we go.
So that's the one thing I brought this year. And one thing I would let go, I had all my family problems. Every single one that I've had, I would let go of everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's just it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyone else?
Just like get rid of all of the, or try and forget about all of the bad moments that happened the past year, and then obviously make new decisions and memories to make this year.
Yeah. Absolutely. Just moving on and continuing to grow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Finch right there.
Little pigeon coo.
Little finch right there.
Really? Oh, beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Sorry guys, we're looking at nature right now.
Yeah, so taking a second. If you're outdoors, take a second and appreciate nature. And if you're indoors, look at a picture.
window.
Yeah, look at a window.
No, just go outside.
Oh,
Just
that's
walk
true.
outside.
Yeah, this is a call to go outside and enjoy the beauty of nature in this moment.
I mean, it's not always gonna be here, for sure. Yeah, how the world is going right now.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
yeah,
It's not
that's
gonna
true. I
be that
mean,
long.
we never know anything, right? So appreciate it while we have it, I guess that's something, right? Just bringing in the appreciation of all the beautiful moments, and even appreciation of what all the difficult times have brought, and I guess letting go of, this is something I want to let go of. I want to let go of thinking of other times in life, or like other moments, and being like, man, you remember this? Like, man,
Nostalgia.
I wish. Nostalgia, yeah. Letting go of nostalgia, because that is, there's points where you can have a little bit of it, and it's nice and it's fun, but we can't live our lives based on nostalgia, right? We've got to constantly change and constantly grow.
Yeah.
Appreciate those moments, but we're here now. So I think that's what I want to let go of.
Yeah, and to add on to that,
Mhm.
don't try to change the past either.
Yeah.
Like, don't think about what you could have done better, because the only thing that you can change is the future.
Yeah. It's the way you're acting right now.
Yeah.
Totally. You got anything, Colin? You want to add?
I can't think of
I
much
don't
now.
know. Okay. All right. Well, it's gonna conclude our thinking of last year, thinking of the new year, and I want to ask, because today is tomorrow's a very important day, but today is the celebration of MLK Jr. And so, MLK Jr., Martin Luther King Jr. is probably one of the most important American figures of all time. I don't think there's a debate to that. What he was able to do in a time of extreme racial divide and tension, literal segregation, was just basically moved mountains for society. So I want to remember him and honor him today and ask this very important question that's in our youth bulletin, or in the bulletin. It's our youth question of the day, and it is, how do we find the courage to speak up when we know that remaining silent will allow violence to continue?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's hard.
Yeah.
it's really hard.
It's really hard.
I would say, like, I guess if you would never speak, and like speak up for someone or like anything, if you're getting like how he did, if he would have never spoken up, then who knows how it would be right now.
Yeah.
It would probably be separated still, and it would still be like
It changes
racist.
a lot.
Yeah, it changes a lot. And I feel like if there's a problem or something and you don't really speak up about it, you never knew, like, you can never know what could be.
What it could affect.
Yeah, or how it could affect.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just like, if there's something like a big problem or something, go for it. Like, I don't see, for me, whenever I speak up, I don't care about the consequences as long as, like, it's gonna go like good. So I would say that.
Yeah.
You get to say what you want to say.
Yeah.
And if you're not gonna do it, then who else is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I think that can tend to be the mentality is someone else will say it. Someone else will stand up, and you see those videos of people arguing, people
Bystander
fighting.
thing.
Of course, yeah. Speak.
Yeah, bystander effect.
The bystander effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You'll have a group of people, and there's something happening, and everybody's just standing there thinking, man, when's somebody gonna step up and do something? And if everybody's thinking that, then nothing.
Yeah. So you would have to think, like, if everyone's thinking that, just think outside the box and just like step up.
Yeah.
And, like, someone could be like, I don't know, getting bullied, and you just step up for them.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll probably be in consequences later, but like, at least, like, you help someone, and these other people couldn't, because they were going, oh, what about the consequences, or like, how would this affect me? So
yeah. And that's the beautiful thing about stepping up and helping and being of service, is as much good as of the world you're doing, right? As much good to the world you're doing just as much to your own heart and your own connection with yourself and with God. You're just reinforcing that love and that power that you hold to make change. And it's just, again, it's a good cycle of realizing the power you hold within yourself to help make change and continuing to act on it. And I think that's what made Martin Luther King Jr. such a powerful force, was because obviously he knew that, and his way with words, right? Words is, God is but a whisper. God is the word, right? Like, words have so much impact and power on this reality, and when you hold that power of words, exactly. I mean, you get what we got with the change that he helped create. So people think, loving kindness and words aren't enough, and this is exactly how it is enough.
That's exactly how the world should be.
Yeah.
But again, without the destruction and all that, there's really no. The world would probably be imperfect instead of perfect. Right now, I would say, even with like how he did it, and like he had consequences. He died.
Yeah.
So I feel like without those consequences, the world wouldn't be perfect because he was a big character in history, and he helped out a lot of people and really stepped up. So I feel like MLK has showed us like how to value the world too. So not only value the person and all that, but also value how imperfect the world could be.
Yeah. Yeah. And even in recognizing the imperfection, continue to strive and aim for, a better society, a better world, right?
Yeah.
But realizing that, that perfect world, it doesn't exist. We're always going to have struggles. We're always going to have issues, but that doesn't mean we don't fight.
And that makes the world perfect.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on that? Yeah. Well, just wanted to take a minute and recognize him as a very important figure and just reinforce all that he fought for. Yeah. Well, we're wrapping up here. Does anybody have anything they want to say? Any last minute wisdom or words or anything before we close for the day?
Not really. I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Probably just always trust yourself. Always trust yourself. It don't matter about what situation you're in. Always trust yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Very important lesson. All right. Well, with that, we'll leave you to a couple chirps of the birds, and we'll see you here next time. All right.
Who knows when is the next time?
February. We're going to make it February.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.